And good Wednesday morning, Scotty Ray, Scotty Ray's Weather. Thank you for coming in this morning. Today is the last day of March, and as we'll say, it'll go out with a bang today. Severe weather is expected. We want you to be prepared for this. We'll give you all the details for the formula of what you need to do today. And I've mentioned several times, I just put this in the comments there, make absolutely sure before you leave, you carry a jacket with you today. We're going to hit about 71, 72, maybe 73, and then those temps are going, when this storm comes through, we're going to plummet, and it'll be 53, 54 before the day is out and gusty. So it's going to be a huge change in what you're feeling. It's almost, I was out an hour and a half ago outside before the daylight started coming up, and it's just muggy, that old weird feeling, and that's the way it is outside right now. So make absolutely sure that you stay weather alert today. Now, a prime example of just how weather works, yesterday afternoon, there really was no weather expected to the south of the Meridian area. It should have all been, if anything happened, north of Meridian. But there were two tornadoes that actually formed yesterday afternoon with the blink of an eye. And let me just show you where this was before we get deep into weather this morning in details. Let me pull this up on radar here. This was yesterday afternoon. This is where Meridian is. We come on down Hattiesburg, right here to the northwest of Hattiesburg, right there near Sanford, Mississippi. And if we'll click on this, and it'll tell us that Broadcast Media shared video. They got actual video of this in Covington County, of this tornado that came about. Didn't last very long, but it was there, and it prompted that tornado warning. And then also another one just to the southeast of Hattiesburg come up. We talked about this when we went live. Right here. This was right near McLean, Mississippi. And this was also reported 7.3 miles southeast of downtown McLean. So we had two areas that really weren't expecting anything and got it in this area right here. And then these just moved kind of off to the east on into Alabama last night. So the reason I bring all this up is just to be prepared. You never know what Mother Nature will sling at you. Now, the big picture today, we are at a 2 out of a 5 is what we're expected with severe weather. Sometimes that 2 can be worse than the 5 if you live in that exact area where it's coming. So we'll watch it. We'll be on top of this. Our timelines, we'll get into that in just a moment. But after lunch, it should be over. By 1:30, I would think most of this will be moved off to the northeast, and all will be good for us. That is what we're expecting at this point. So stay weather alert, and we'll get into all of this and go over everything. Let's start out with some good mornings to folks that are up stirring, having a cup of coffee with us, and we appreciate that. Sure do. Jerry Irvin, how are you today? Joanne Vanderpool is up. Also, Orena Bonner, morning. I hope your day is going good. Stella McNear is up. Miss Joyce Godwin, thank you. Also, Donna Pebbles is up. Robin Morris, good morning. From Highway 25 to Louisville, raining hard. Okay, we're going to check into that. So if you're in that Louisville area there, heavy rain coming down this morning already. We've say good morning to Debbie Stewart, Kemper County, checking in this morning. Also, Dwayne Bounds is up. Mark and Martha Robertson is up watching. Thank y'all for doing that. Melinda Nelson, good morning to you. Miss Ann Cook is up. Hope everything is good over on Cook Road today. Charlene Gaddy is up this morning. Also, Terry Ray is up watching from Philadelphia. From Porterville, we say good morning to Davin Talbert. Good morning to you. From from Beatline, Laura Sharp is watching today. And also, Donna Roseman is watching. Miss Joyce Stamper is watching. I got my guard dog next to me now. She's come up. Good morning from Meridian. Hope you're having a great day. Miss Gail Gafford is up today. From Stonewall, we say salute to Miss Polly Jackson. Hope everything's going well in Stonewall. Beautiful town. If you've never had a chance to go through Stonewall, some nice folks that live there. Hope you'll drop in and visit with those folks sometime. Let's see here. Also, good morning to Pat Gibson watching today. And also Flora Overstreet. Good morning from the big city of Hickory. Along with, good morning and all from Teresa Breedlove. She hopes everybody stays safe from all these storms. We absolutely do. Joyce Godwin, good morning. Sandy White is up. You be careful if you're on the road this morning headed off to work. Cal White up and stirring a little bit. Miss Kathy Ray, good morning to you. Sylvia Stewart is up. Scuba, Mississippi is up this morning also. And I want to say that's Nicole Lovewar. Now, you must have moved to Scuba after I left out because I don't recognize the name from being Scuba. You have to tell me more about that. Bree Packer is up. Good morning from downtown Decatur. Lots going on in Decatur. Got us beat here where I live. Y'all got a red light over there. Good morning from Union. That comes from Miss Amanda Mowdy. Union, beautiful town. Had many chances to go over and Union Day, be a part of that. Boy, that's always a lot of fun. Good morning from the big city of Bailey. Miss Lillian Glenn watching. Gail Williams watching from Scuba, Mississippi. Y'all got a lot going on in Scuba there. If y'all haven't been to see the new football field, and what is that, new dorms being built over by the little school, it's a lot happening there. Loanne Alst Wilson is watching this morning. Good to you. Terry Ray. It is Sophie over here. She's sitting over here guarding me. My big dog, is still sad, y'all. She's lost without my little fella that we lost not long ago. So we're going to have to get her a new friend so she'll have somebody to play with and torture all day. I want to say good morning to Sarah Neese watching today. Also, Starla McNair is watching from the big city of Philadelphia. Katie Nave, her daughter is watching. Oh, okay. That's you have been there all your life. I didn't know that. Look, Miss Lovewar. That's Katie Nave's daughter. And to those of you who don't know Miss Katie, back when Scuba, Mississippi had one store, Katie worked there by the railroad tracks there. Oh, she was a young girl. And I want to say, what was it, after 42 years, she moved over to the highway after the store came there, and she just retired after 42 years and never saw Katie without a smile when you walked in the store. She's a sweetheart. So good morning to you. You got a great mom is all I've got to say about that. Chris Gully is up in Adam. He's doing some preaching somewhere. I'm sure you are there, brother. Also, Teresa Tuberville is watching. All right, let's start talking about weather and what's going to happen today. Let's turn our thoughts to that and get things rolling with weather today.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
Now, as always, our friends there at EMEPA will be all over this when it comes to power. Always go to their page there online, and you can report anything that happens and to see if you have an issue, if your power's out, where it's at, and all that good stuff. All right, let's first turn off radar and take a look at this. All of this tan sand-looking area here, which is to the west of Meridian around Jackson. Let me turn this back on so this will work right. This toward Jackson and these areas here is a wind advisory until 8 p.m. tonight. Now, if you look, we've also got this south of Meridian down here from Hattiesburg. We're going to pick up here at Wayne County and go all the way to the Gulf Coast here with this wind advisory, all the way over to Fort Walton Beach. As we come over to Baton Rouge, New Orleans, y'all have got this also. So these storms are going to affect y'all as well today. As we go up here right out to the west of us across the state line in Shreveport and Louisiana, that's going to be a lake wind advisory for then. As we go due north of Meridian and we get into the Mississippi Delta toward the Delta and right across the state line, a freeze watch is in effect. Now, for our friends up in the Columbus, Mississippi area, Tupelo, we get up here and they've got a flash flood watch for this morning. And when we turn radar back on, it'll be very noticeable. We back out and look at all this Tennessee here, all this up by Murfreesboro, also under aerial flood watch. So it's a lot of rain that is expected throughout these little areas here. All right, let's go back to radar and take a look at where we are this morning, and then we'll go from there to let you know what's going to be happening. We start at Shreveport, Louisiana, and we start coming in. If you'll notice, these are starting to develop and become a little bit heavier and heavier. No watches, no warnings at this point. As we get into Mississippi, we go north of Starkville, just due north of Columbus, all up through Tupelo, already getting a lot of rain. And as you'll see this, they're back building in Mississippi once again, and once they get across that state line is where they're starting to become storms. Now, there's no thunderstorm warning with that, but just due east of Columbus, Mississippi, we're starting to see it get a little bit worse as it moves into the Alabama side. This is going to be north of Birmingham if you live there. Gadsden, y'all be ready for this weather today. As we move back down, Mississippi State, not getting rain yet. Following that line, we come back down a little bit closer, Winston County, and let's turn on some locations for our friends in Winston County this morning that probably getting wet. As we got that note just a moment ago that y'all were getting wet. We come in here, Highway 25 has had that rain come across it. Also, as we come up straight out of 15 here and we go toward downtown Louisville, you get to Noxapater. Look at all this rain that's coming down around here on both sides of the highway, going from Estes, getting close to where it will be moving in closer to the area there toward downtown Louisville here in a little bit. As we look over here to the Nanawaya pit stop, light rain right around there. Now, if you come out of there, you're going to get into a little shower if you're going to Macon, Mississippi this morning. Nothing heavy yet, but showers in Winston County this morning. Starting to pick up a little bit here just due west of Philadelphia as well. If you're going to be traveling from out of Philadelphia past Marshall forward past the resort, you're going to get into some rain there. So be ready for that. Nothing terrible, but wet stuff. As we go down south, as we see little bitty sporadic showers popping up just above Newton County. Nothing horrendous this morning, light stuff. But that will change in a little bit. We're expecting 1 to 2 inches of rain today. So don't discount just because it's not raining now, nothing's going to happen. We've got more of this stuff coming on us later as the day begins. Now, let's look at what my radar tells us, and then we'll go to what the National Weather Service tells us of where the severe weather is. And I'll show you the lines. And before we look at the lines, and remember, it's an imaginary line, and it just because it says right here doesn't mean that it can't happen here when it's not in there. We saw that last night. So let's go to our severe coverage map and pull this up right now and take a look at what we're expecting with severe weather today. We'll look at the big picture here of where it goes and where it ends. All right, as we pull this up, if you'll notice here, this is going all the way from the Carolinas today, deep into the heart of Mississippi and right into the edge of Louisiana here. Above to Pensacola, Mobile, you're involved in this, Crestview also. Now, here's our areas that we're watching here. This yellow should be worse weather than the darker green, and then the lighter green here is just going to be some light stuff. You get into the greened area, if you live in here in the Jackson area, it's going to be a little bit heavier, and then this should be the worst of what we have to offer today. This is a 2. This is a 1, and then this is just light rain is what we're looking at. As we go to the 1s, we go from Greenwood, Mississippi, taking in Columbus, all the way down to the most part of Noxubee County. This is going to split Kemper County, rather. Noxubee County is all a 1. Also, Winston County, which normally gets some severe weather, is under a 1 today. We're going to split Kemper County today, and it will be an area of a 2 and a 1 right through it. As we turn on our locations to show you and let you know where these are, this pretty much is going to start at Talbert Enterprises right here in Neshoba County. And if you were to take a ruler and slice Kemper County in half, it's going to cut across right through Damascus, Damascus being on the 2 side. Right below, this would put it at about Fire Tower Road coming into DeKalb. It will come over and barely touch there where the landfill is on Highway 16, and then go right down downtown Scuba and taking in just barely, not making it over to Bentonville Baptist Church, and then out into Geiger, Alabama. So if you are over at Geiger, Gainesville, anywhere here where Kim Waste is, down to Livingston, Alabama, you're included in this area also. As we come down, this is going to take in Newton County. Union, you're on the other side of the line of being a 1. Now, again, this is that imaginary line that I said, just because it's got Union sitting right here, the downtown. It's about 4 or 5 miles outside of town where the line is. But it does not mean that just across that imaginary line that it can't be just as severe there as it's going to be over here at Little Rock or down at the junior college here at East Central. These areas. It's just an imaginary line, but it just does miss the extreme northwestern corner of Newton County. So we're expecting that. We come down Scott County the same way. If you live south of Morton or Forest, due south, this is going to be in the 2 area today. As we come down Clark County, y'all are involved in this all the way down to Wayne. All of our friends that watch in the Hattiesburg area, all the way just about to the coast. We get here to Biloxi, Pascagoula. Y'all are involved in this also. As we zoom in on this, Moss Point over to Long Beach, taking in Gulfport, over to Picayune, and then kind of moves northwesterly up through Franklinton, up through Magnolia. That's a look at where the severe lines are today in our area. Now, again, it can happen anywhere, as we saw last night with the drop of a hat. Things like that can happen. So that's what we're expecting where the areas are today. So be prepared for that. In just a moment, we'll look at what the National Weather Service has to tell us of where this stuff is headed to, what it's going to be doing. I do want to bring this up as we keep getting more and more rain, the grass keeps growing. And our friends over at Freeman Tractor wanted to do some thank yous today of the folks that's been in and picked up new lawnmowers. They've gotten quite a few here. Let me pull this up so I can show you some of these that have been left there at Freeman Tractor. They're located out on Highway 494. If you've never been there, we say a big thank you to Nathan. Nathan came in this week and picked him up a new Skag. Look at there. A great looking one. Those are great mowers if you hadn't done that. So check those out, and you'll love those. As you go down, we want to say a big thank you to Charles, who picked out his new mower there. Look at that. That's a good-looking X mark there. So a great one there. As we go down, that's one of the new ones there that they've gotten in. If you haven't seen these are great looking there. They ride good. They're excellent. Also, they want to say a big thank you to Jason for the purchase of his there. Look at that. Perfect. Skags, they've got great mowers. I don't know what they're putting puppy dogs on there. Also, Clinton Denton picked up his new Skag mower. Those are a few of the folks that have dropped in this week and picked up a new lawnmower there at Freeman Tractor. If you need a great mower, folks that'll stand behind it and take care of you, that's where you need to go. That's what they do every single day there at Freeman Tractor. See Cole or Buttermilk. Of course, Coleslaw will help you as well. There, he's got his new nickname. Call them at 626-8759. They can get you into a X-Mark starting at $29.99, or if you want to move into that Skag, they start those at about $46.99. They're great-looking lawnmowers. Go by and take a look around. Plenty to choose from. One for your yard. Tell them how big it is, and they'll fix you up. Again, that's Freeman Tractor, Highway 494, right here in the Meridian area. They can help you any way that they can when it comes to taking care of those mowers, and you'll certainly like them. Great mowers that last and last and last. All right, let's switch to what the National Weather Service tells us now, because this is going to be one of those days that we have extreme weather. It's warm outside, but it's going to be cooler after this storm moves through. We pull up what the National Weather Service tells us. These afternoon showers are going to be happening. We're going to hit that high of about 73 today. That will drop to somewhere to 53 to 55 by this afternoon. As we dig deep into this, the National Weather Service tells us it's 100% chance of showers. It's going to be thunderstorms anytime after 8 a.m. So we don't have very long, an hour and 10 minutes before those storms start. Temperatures will rise to that 71 to 73 area around 11 o'clock, and then they will start taking that dive down the day till about 5 to around 55 degrees. Wind gusts are going to be 25 miles an hour. We're going to get somewhere between 1 to 2 inches of rain today. Now, that's a lot. So watch for flooding as all this happens. I know there's areas that always happen here in the Meridian area that get lots and lots of rain, and it comes over the road. That little area there past Rush Hospital in downtown around 18th before you get to the bridge, that's always a low-dipping area there that holds water. If you're going to go through there, careful, careful, careful. Now, let's look at the timeline for the Meridian area here of what the National Weather Service has put out this morning. They list this from 9 until 1 p.m. is what they're listing. I would start watching at 8 o'clock right through this area from Vicksburg down to Brookhaven to Meridian to Columbus, Mississippi. Let's move that to 8 o'clock and put this at about 1:30 to be on the safe side. Now, the line for severe weather from 12:30, 1 o'clock to late in the afternoon is going to be somewhere right around Enterprise, Mississippi, taking in energy, these areas here and south of Clark County. And this is also going to take in Wayne County as well here. So these areas down in here. Our main concern, again, the Meridian area, let's call it 8 o'clock this morning just to be on the safe side till about 1:30 to have your weather eye out. Again, I would rather have this during the daytime hours, and I think most people would also rather have it during the day than they would at night. So heads up, be careful with this as we watch it. Now, this is what the National Weather Service tells us for the strong winds today. We've got a straight line from about right there at Brandon, Mississippi down to McGee. All of us here on this side are going to be a 1 for the winds west of Jackson over into Louisiana, and Arkansas is going to be labeled a 2. So our area are going to have gusts of about 30 to 40 miles an hour. As you move west of Jackson, they'll have gusts of 35 to 45 miles an hour today. That's a heap of it. So if you drive an SUV, you've got to go to Jackson. Anywhere today, you're on the road. You mix in a wet atmosphere with road slick and wind blowing, you can lose control of your vehicle, and we do not want that to happen. All right, as we step across the state line to our friends in Alabama, let's look at these timelines of what they've got going on here. And let me hit that button. You can see that a little bit better when I do that. The Tuscaloosa, Birmingham area. Y'all be prepared from about 9 until 1 today is the area that they've got you north of there until about 10 a.m. The northern part will get it quicker, and then it's going to move down. As we go further down the state through Alabama, through 7 o'clock, the entire state of Alabama down through there, it'll be finishing out by about dark, again, which is good news as we get these storms out. As we move forward, these areas south, Waynesboro, if you live in that area, Wayne County, Leakesville, all the Wiggins, down to the Gulf Coast there, y'all be prepared from 1 until about probably 7 o'clock. Eastern Alabama, as you get over toward Pensacola, Crestview into Florida, through about 9 o'clock. So it's drifting. So keep that in mind as the hours get a little bit longer if you're going to be in those areas. As we look at the New Orleans area, we have a lot of folks that make this run back and forth several times from our area down to New Orleans, down to Slidell. We look at this, and they're also going to be getting a lot of rain, but we do have that risk ending just north of there, northeast of Macomb, Wayne County, this area being the 2 area. But New Orleans, you're going to get a lot of rain with this as well. So we bring this up for anybody that's going to be in that area looking for that. Now, our next concern that we have is the cold weather that is coming in, especially if you've already planted, or maybe you own a business that takes care of plants. You make your living off plants. Be ready Friday morning. This weekend is going to be way different than what we've had. We've got a huge frost coming. Now, Columbus, we're expecting it to be worse. We start, well, let's pull up our map of what the National Weather Service is showing us on all this. It's going to be significant as we move up here in Winston County. If you live in the northern part of Winston County, this is going to be right at Louisville north. It says rain is approaching Mississippi State. We look at this, temps are going to fall below 32 degrees for at least 3 hours. Freeze is expected. When you get from, let's say, right here at Enterprise, due north, and this is actually Pachuta is where this is. Pachuta north, taking in all of Kemper County in this southwestern corner here, and then the areas south, Noxapater, y'all are all going to be in this 2 area, which is elevated. We're expecting somewhere between 30 to 33 degrees there. Make sure to cover up, put as much of your plants up as you can. Now, south of Meridian, as you split this Jasper County and most of Clark County down to Shibuda, these areas here, this is going to be under a limited frost watch. It'll be patchy, but temperatures will be somewhere between 33 to 35. Still dangerous for your plants. So this is one of those, that Easter snap that we get every year. As we turn to the forecast to just kind of look at what we're expecting with these temperatures. Now, we get into tonight, 60% chance, but that areas of frost, Thursday night, we're going to get to a low of 30 degrees. So when we wake up Friday morning, this is where this is going to be. Thursday night, 30 degrees. We move to Friday night, 33 degrees. That's barely above freezing, even on Friday night. Still pretty rough on your plants and things. It's 36 tonight, so it's going to be chilly. As we move to Saturday night, we're looking at a low of 41, so we're over it after Friday night. Our time from now until Friday morning, watch your plants, watch your vegetation, because it's going to be cold. There's just no other way to word this. It's going to be drastic for your plants there. As we look at this temperatures over the next 10 days, it's going to be warming up a little bit, above average. We'll get past these storms next week, and we'll start rolling this. Matter of fact, let's go to our 7-day outlook here. We're getting back into here after you get past this weekend. We start climbing back. You see that? 71, 75, 77 as we get into the first part of next week. That's good news. Everybody loves the spring weather. It's great. That's what we're looking at. But if we look at these lows here, 30, 35, tonight, 37, anywhere from 36 to 37 in that area is what we're looking at for tonight. Cold. As we look back on this day, let's go back in our history here of what it was. 1974, it was a warm 90 degrees on this date. And not really that long ago, okay, yeah, it is. If you do the subtraction, it sounds worse. 2003, just when I said it, sounded like it wasn't that long ago. But, yeah, that's been a year, too. It was 28 degrees in 2003. Whoa, can you believe that? All right, that's as we look at the extended part, let's go ahead and throw this out there. Let's go all the way through mid-April now and just show you what the temperatures, as I said, as we get past this weekend, temperatures will rise. Look at this here. Let me hit that button again. 83 is what we're looking at. Some 80-degree weather there by the 7th and 8th, and we're going to hold steady in those mid-70s all the way till about mid-month. So that's impressive. Temperatures will be warming up quite a bit there. Let's see here. I wanted to say Shirley Gardner says she's watching this morning. She's wishing everybody a blessed day, and she's watching from her hospital bed. Shirley, I'm not sure what's wrong, but we certainly wish you a full recovery and hope you can get out. There's nothing like those green beans that they delivered there to you in that hospital, is it? Usually on your plate every time you look up. Boy, I could think about a green bean on a run there. So be careful there. Watching this morning from Clinton, Alabama, we want to say good morning to Kathy and Larry Abston. We appreciate y'all watching this morning. Terry Ray says that rain has arrived there in the Philadelphia area, getting some showers there. Charlotte Gray watching from Philadelphia also. Let's see here. All right, as we go through, we got a lot of folks watching this morning. We appreciate that. Watching from Kemper County, Teresa Tuberville, thank you. As we go down through here, watching from Rosebud, Sue Gerald, thank you. Thank you a bunch there. Also, as we go down, let's see here. Hi from Sandtown, Mississippi, Milton Savell watching. Let's see, good morning to Sue Thrash. Morning to Polly Hall from Philadelphia, as she's watching some showers there in the Philadelphia area this morning. Regina Creel is watching. Thank you also. Appreciate that. From Hickory, Janice Robinson is up. Good morning to Becky Ellison. Debbie Drake is watching from the Philadelphia area. Also, Linda Culpepper, good morning to you. Let's see here. Watching, Ray Gafford is watching. Good morning from Scuba. That's going to be Charlene McCoy. Thank you. Appreciate that a bunch, you watching there. Janice Bounds is watching this morning. And also, from all the way from Russell, Thelma Fuller. We appreciate Russell watching this morning. Lots going on there also. Judy Nutt has got her eyeballs on us. I see you, girl. Thank you a bunch there. It's going to be a great weekend. We've got Easter this weekend, and do not forget what Easter is really and truly all about, folks. And I don't want to sound like I'm preaching to you, but I often have to bring up a little Jesus because everybody needs him. But this is the reason that we're here. I hope you can attend a church this weekend and get a blessing out of it. Bump into somebody that you hadn't seen in a while. Maybe if you haven't started back to going to church, this will be that turning point to where you feel a little bit safer and you feel like going back to church and sitting with other folks. It'll be great if you get a chance to do that. But as always, there will be some church services that if you just cannot get out, maybe you're in the hospital, whichever the case is, you can't get out, there'll be a service for you to watch online somewhere. So take advantage of that. It'll be good for you. Now, as we turn to things that are going on, as we start seeing warmer weather in spring, the Lauderdale County Farm Supply invites you by. They still have chickens that need a home that want to come lay eggs just for you. Aren't they cute? I'm telling you, baby chicks are fun to watch. You put a worm in there, and it's better than any car demolition derby you've ever watched, just like football. So get you some chickens. They got plenty of them there. And, of course, as we go through this yard decor galore at the Farm Supply, they've got so much to choose from chickens to roosters to peacocks to flying pigs. And Angie got 2 or 3 of these here. If you like birdhouses, she loves them. They're beautiful. You'll like those. Of course, flying pigs and goats, not to mention the flowers, the hanging flowers, a lot of those to choose from. And they'll be covering their stuff up, making sure that it makes it out okay through this cool weather that's coming in. Covered, and they'll make sure everything's warm. Watch your plants. Also ferns. If you need a fern for Easter, they got those. Potting plants, and of course you can always get those trees to put in your yard. If you've got areas that need sod, they've got that. All of your insecticides, they take care of you with that, along with your disinfectant. Boots to keep you going. You can get these for $99 while supplies last. They're great. Along with all your feed, seed, and horse cattle feed, they've got that for your hogs as well, and guns. You'll find it at the Lauderdale County Farm Supply, exit 151. Drop in and see Ron and his friendly staff that will help you in any way they can. Let's see here. Good morning from Beatline. Jamie Smith is watching. We appreciate that, Jamie. Also, Shelly Eldridge is up watching today. How are you? Be careful on your run there. And let's see here. I overlooked somebody, and I apologize if I didn't get to that. Again, today is one of these days that I don't want you to take lightly because we say it's a 2 in the area of 1 to 5. We're at a 2. Do not underestimate the power of Mother Nature. Again, we have been extremely lucky on the last little bit, or blessed, I think. Lucky is not the word. Blessed of the severe weather that has rolled through here when we expected the worst. It didn't happen. So just what I'm saying at the end of this is don't let your guard down and think, well, this is just not much to it, because it always can be. We want you to be prepared for whatever comes about. Just be weather alert throughout the day. I'll be here. We'll go live with this at any given moment to make sure that you know where it is in relation to where you live, and make sure you're prepared for everything that happens. Big thank you to all the sponsors that help us out every day. You'll learn more about those today. We'll be on here several times talking about the good folks that are right here from our area that do this. We brought up a story. Now, Candace is going to join me in about an hour and a half, and we'll follow up with stories that are going across the nation. We brought this up yesterday. This happened in New York, in the Manhattan area. A lady that happened over the weekend was walking down the street, and she's going to church, and this guy, for no reason, jumps on her, beats her. Two security guards inside a store, and there's video of it. Stand there and watch it. They've done nothing. They actually closed the door. She's been laying on the street getting beaten by this guy for no reason. They have been suspended from their job, and they have caught this guy who done this. And here's the headline from New York. He's a 38-year-old guy that was on parole for murdering his own mother. Now, parole, I'm not much on this. And this lady was 65 years old that he beat as she walked down the street. They've caught him. This was the beating there. This is him. The video is out there. If you get a chance, watch this today. He's been arrested. There was no sense in this. And that's the video playing there in the background. These are the security guards that done nothing as he just kicks and beats this woman. This is what you have to be careful with in the world today. I hate to even have to show things like that. Awful. But we've got these stories. We've got a lot more that happens across America that sometimes don't get the sunlight that it should. We'll let those talk to you. Also, some more issues there from the White House with the German Shepherds. Always something going on with Joe. But that will happen. That'll begin at 8:30. If you haven't watched our morning show before, please do so. We give you a little weather and all that's going on around the Meridian area and across the nation. So thank y'all for joining me this morning. I'll be back here in just a little while as we continue our coverage as severe weather moves into our area. And one last look. Let's do this before we go to check back on rain, because, boy, it can pop up before you know it in your neck of the woods. And let me turn couple alerts off so you can see this. Now, this is radar now. We're picking up showers here in Neshoba County this morning. We got some areas, a couple little places there that it's coming down pretty good. South of Walmart through Deemer, all this area here out by the hospital, coming down pretty good showers there. East of town there on Highway 16, we got some showers also. Hadn't quite made it out to the Dollar General there, but these areas here. This is going to be County Road 364, I believe. 2634, that's due north of Highway 16. We move a little bit north, and we've got some showers again popping up here at Louisville. Now, this is Highway 14 right here going toward Macon out of Louisville. This is going to be starting right here at Crystal Ridge Road, coming across right here at Bethel Baptist Church. Is pouring. Triplets Corner, y'all have got it. Ellison Ridge, all of that over to Meshulaville. A lot of rain on y'all right now, so if you're traveling 14 this morning, leave a little bit earlier so you can drive slow through that area. I'll be back in just a little while, and again, I thank each one of you for watching this every day. This started out as a concept, not all that long ago, when Dylan Ray suggested that I get back and do this, and now this has become a reality, and y'all have made it a huge success. From the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. And again, I'll be back in a little while and keep you up abreast with the weather and all that good stuff today. Let's thank our sponsors for coming in and being a part of this. Thank y'all so much.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by